Welcome to Pimpy's Investment Chat, where we keep investment talk simple. And here's your host, Pimpy.
What is going on out there, peeps? All right, somebody reminded me that I haven't been back to respond to your comments yet. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. The video I'm going to do on is the one whether or not I thought we were in a silent civil war. And I was saying, was it over already? Or is there still a fighting chance? After today's news, I kind of feel like there's no doubt Trump's going to win. For those of you who have not heard, there seems to be some witnesses coming forward that were not quite of age messing around with Tim Walz. And it's starting to spread like wildfire. And it isn't just one victim coming forward. There are several. And Megyn Kelly's getting ready to cover it. It is going all over Twitter. That's why I'm glad about Elon Musk buying it, because this kind of stuff would have been covered up a long time ago. But it's spreading like wildfire. So the latest rumor is this. Trump's team found out about it. They've been doing their due diligence over the past couple months. And they feel like they have plenty of evidence now to come out in a news conference with the victims to talk about this. So if this is true, I'm just saying if it's true, then this election is over with. Trump's going to win without a doubt. Not unless some Project Blue Beam starts and we got UFOs attacking us, or the Democrats get desperate and really start a civil war, because they don't have no other choice. If they're trying to hold on to power and this gets out, it's over. They're not going to be able to win. So let's go ahead and get into this, shall we? I said, this war is over and the country has already been lost. I was trying to make a point and I got the point across. Look at this, 45 comments. What are the odds? Alan here says, to keep it simple, to answer your questions, do I trust? I say no to all of them. Yep, me neither. I don't trust any of the ones. That's why I was saying, when do we get to a certain point where we say enough is enough? As a Christian, I say civil war is something we should avoid. I agree, but sometimes it feels like we have to do something. And unfortunately, it feels like that's what these people want to do. I'm talking about the people from the left. As a person who's got my own relationship with God and Jesus, I don't want it. But there is a small part of me that says, you know what? I almost feel like there's nothing else we can do. But, just keep the faith. Because, look, there's been 2-3 attempts on Trump's life. And now this is coming out. If this is true, that campaign is over. This election is over. Nobody should be surprised. What gets me is how it is that Kamala Harris's people who were vetting Tim Walz didn't get this information. Either they got it and they just ignored it, or they're that incompetent. We should continue to share information with each other and continue to point out the evil and try our best to be mature adults. Christians have our directions on how we should act from the Bible. Lord Jesus already gave us instructions. I agree 100%. But look, we know that there comes a time where, God's saying, look, I'm not going to do all the work. You guys are going to have to help yourselves at some point. The people that we're up against, this isn't just a matter of voting in or voting out or corruption. These are some real evil people, man. So it is good versus evil. God always wins, but I tell you what, it sure the hell looks bad. That's for sure. What's the good news, Pimpy? We're becoming Pimpy rich? Yeah, I would love to. It's overdue. So where's the other long video, Pimpy? I must have said something about a long video. Oh, I had released a longer version on the Pimpy's News Network, so it should be over there. Lately, YouTube's been okay with me releasing them on here. I guess it depends on what it is I'm talking about. So far, so good. I just don't want them to screw with me anymore, but, they started to, and then all of a sudden they were not monetizing the videos, then somehow, some way, they came along and monetized them all. I don't know what's really going on, but that's YouTube. They're a little fickle, so, you just got to be careful and walk on eggshells. So I don't trust any of them. I trust me to lead me. This is why I continue to educate myself. Yes, and a lot of people are educating themselves. Once Obama came out and started chastising black people, when I first saw him doing it, I was like, oh my God, that's probably the worst political thing I've ever seen happen. I knew there was going to be some backlash, but I was not prepared for the amount of backlash from this. It's still going on today. It's unbelievable. Look up Derek Johnson, Back to Basics, 2 hours, 20 minutes video, Pimp. And we'd love to hear a video about what you think. I appreciate it. Look, I won't mind talking to Derek Johnson. I know a lot of you guys like Derek Johnson. He is a country singer, for those of you who don't know that. But, I'm very familiar with Derek Johnson. But if he has a 2 hour, 20 minute video, I'll check it out. Hopefully it's worth my time. But we'll take a look at it. Good to see a bit of the old content, Pimpy. Paul, man, look, I want to go do this. But I keep thinking about how they took away my last channel, man. I had a lot of subscribers on there. and I was enjoying myself, and I totally got screwed on that one. I trust all of them suck. Yes, they do. You know, for those who don't know, I gave a whole list of things asking people, do you trust these things? I mean, do you trust our judicial system? Do you trust our churches, spiritual leaders? Do you trust our politicians? And the answer is no. We've learned over time, these people all are collaborating together to screw people over. Meanwhile, I'm still homeless with no help in sight. I pray that you find help, seriously. If you guys read that Agenda 47, I'll leave the link down below. Not the Project 2025 that they keep trying really hard to link Trump to, which is ironic because one of the founders of the Heritage Foundation, the ones that put together this Project 2025, he actually came out and endorsed Kamala Harris. And these are Republicans. So I was like, okay. Yeah, the one lady that helped author the Project 2025, she just went straight at Congress and said, especially Ratskin, that's what I call him, Jamie Ratskin. Just so you guys are aware, as she's attacking him in a nice way, saying, look, we know you're full of shit and you created this boogeyman that doesn't exist, linking Trump to 2025, and he's smiling because he knows that's exactly what they did. During the DNC, they had, what's his name, Kenan Thompson, that actor, come out and read out of the Agenda 2025 and then try to link Trump to these things and talk about how bad it was. But the weird thing is, the sections that he was reading, he was not explaining to the public. There was a lot more to it. If you go back and look in Project 2025 and read the parts he was reading, it's better than you think. But Trump is not behind this agenda at all. We're all soft, but this country was lost when they allowed the Federal Reserve to take over our monetary system. I think you could chalk that up to just not being educated or informed about what happened. Back then, there wasn't a lot of available technology to inform us like we are informed now. But for me, it was watching the 2020 election get rigged, and people complained about it, but not a lot else was done about it. I was expecting more. Watching our country get invaded by not just illegal immigrants, but military-age men from China and other nations, as well as letting terrorists come into this country, I would definitely expect it that people would rise up and scare our government into straightening up, but it didn't happen. Our Declaration of Independence tells us when the government no longer is there for the people, it's time for us to overthrow it and replace it with a new government that represents us. Cabal confirmed, pass the mint sauce. Thank you, Pimpy. You're very welcome. Good video, very informative. I appreciate that. Pimpy, do not fall to the dark side. Come back. I'm not on the dark side. I'm just bringing awareness to people. Sometimes you have to approach it with a dark view so that I can hear your response. You guys are doing a great job. Don't get me wrong. I'll say something doesn't look good. This is the way I feel because it gives me an idea how to take a temperature of the room, if you get my drift. So I know sometimes it seems like I'm going off on a dark path, but I'm not. I guess we just pack it in then. I did videos after this one talking about what Kamala Harris was talking about when she said, unburden the past or what has been and crap like that. This is a Marxist statement. It comes out of a Marxist book. People need to be aware about these things. I am pleasantly surprised on how quickly the information spreads on X platform. And just in case you guys are not aware, congrats to Elon Musk and the X platform, who are now the number one news source in the world and the number one free speech platform in the world. So regardless of what you think of Elon Musk, let's just be honest. A lot of the crap that we're learning now, we never would have known if we didn't have a free speech platform. Trump will save the cats too. Yes. I talked to a guy earlier today. He goes, come on, man. You don't think he's got dementia? Talking about dogs and cats. And I was like, but how much research have you actually done? I love these people go, oh, come on, man. I don't like Trump because he says this. But they do zero research. I agree. U.S. Pimpy, watch the fall of the Cabal. It definitely looks like we're there, man. I don't want to jump the gun too much. It's hard to feel balanced. And it's easy to feel like you're swinging on that pendulum. I hope that makes sense. Like I said, there's times where I wake up and I go, man, these people, they're trying to shoot Trump. Supposedly there was a third attempt. The funny thing is there's a lot of people now that are in court from stuff that happened in 2020. Why is that taking 4 years to happen? You see what I'm saying? There's a lot of things going on at once. And sometimes when it gets too crazy, I just have to cut myself off from paying attention to social media platforms or watching YouTube or paying attention to the news. You got to cut yourself off or you're going to go insane, man. So you got to take a couple days off and come back with a fresh mind. I answer no to every single question except one, and that is, do you trust the church? Mostly no, but God always has a remnant, and only one thing can save America, and that is an awakening to God. I support that 100%. I still say no, I don't trust the church. I don't trust religion. I absolutely, obviously trust God. But I knew God was coming, and I knew there was something big that was going to happen. God's not going to do it all by ourselves. Unless we wake up to this and then start asking for God, it's not going to happen. And I'm seeing a ton of people saying the same thing. This is a battle between good and evil, and we're on God's side. And I'd love to hear that, because for a while there, everybody was attacking God and religion, so it's good to hear. What can we do about that? Pray. Yes, absolutely. We are fighting against flesh and blood. I think most of y'all realize this is a spiritual battle. If you did not realize it before, you should realize it now. There's no doubt about it whatsoever that this is a spiritual battle. That's why this thing that's coming out about Tim Walz should tell you everything you need to know about where the Democrats are. I'm surprised they did not vent this guy. And they're going to try to deny it. But if you guys remember in 2016, when Trump was running against Hillary, he did a press conference where he had all of Bill Clinton victims there. And I have a feeling that's coming up again, because, that's what I'm hearing. He's done his due diligence, and there's more than one victim, and he's going to do a press conference. So if he does a press conference, I can guarantee he's already done the due diligence. They feel absolutely positive that these people are the real deal, Holyfield, and there's more than one. And Tim Walz was, doing some really shisty things. Pimpy, you're a very strange man. Yes, I am. Yes, he is, but mostly in a good way. He does put out some good info. I'm really glad he doesn't talk about space aliens too much. So speaking about this, I was like, is it me? Because why was it yesterday or the day before? People were reporting UFOs from 3 different locations, crashed UFOs, Washington and DC and North Carolina and one other place, all happening at the same time. And I was like, what the hell is going on around here? I said, are we in Project Bluebeam yet? Yeah, because they never left. They are just demons. Yeah, that's interesting. Well, Pimpy, you have fallen to the negative side. What happened to create community above all? Are you hanging with too many, vax people? Be aware you have to detox and ground a lot more if you are. No, I'm not being negative. I have a point to everything that I do, just so you understand. Taking off your shoes and socks and going in the grass and just curling your toes in the grass for about 5 or 10 minutes a day, it's amazing what it'll do if you have stress. Just stand there for like good 10 minutes. I promise you, a lot of your stress is going to go away. I say pass on Trump. You're going to take a pass on Trump? Nah, don't pass on Trump, man. I wonder if he will apologize when he's incorrect. Listen to Derek Johnson. He is not a guru. I said earlier that I will listen to Derek Johnson, and come on now, you guys. Anybody who's been listening to my channel now for a long time will know that if I'm wrong about something, I don't have any problems with coming on YouTube, making a video and saying that I am wrong. So I will go and listen to more videos of Derek Johnson, and depending on what he's saying, I'll respond to it. But people ask me all the time, would I do an interview with Derek Johnson? Of course I would. I'm curious. I have a lot of questions for him. I want to hear what he has to say. Okay, so look, I'm not closed-minded enough to think that other people have a better opinion than I do. Sometimes I'm wrong. If you could prove that I'm wrong, I will come on here and say that I'm wrong. I'm not afraid to do that. If you're wrong, then say so. There's nothing wrong with that at all. So Pimpy, now that brought God into this, how come he's letting people suffer waiting for the RV? Keep your religious beliefs to yourself. Yeah, I don't believe in any religions. As a matter of fact, I don't believe in any organized religion. So it's not a matter of keeping a religion to myself. I don't believe in any religion. I'm the one person who time and time again keeps telling people you need to develop a relationship with God. I don't encourage people to go to any religion. I encourage people to go to God. Develop a relationship with God, not a religion. I'm not a fan of any religion at all. I'll post a video on my Pimpy's news network showing you what I'm talking about, because I don't want people to wig out here now. Get off the channel and don't watch it. He has every right to share his religious beliefs. God did not do all of this. People did it, controlled by demons. God, in his mercy, wants all to repent so that we can be saved. Absolutely. When I say I'm not a fan of religion, that isn't an attack on God, not at all. I'm encouraging people to go out and develop your own personal relationship with God and Jesus, okay? And I know people go, oh, they're one and the same. You can do them both or you can do them one. It doesn't make a difference. It's really important that you develop that relationship, because when you do, it'll truly open your eyes to what it is you need to know. Don't nobody give a shit about Trump, not even God. Yeah, that's why the guy's been at least 2 attempted assassinations, a bullet that just missed him going through all these court cases and coming out unscathed, and still running for president. Trump is the chosen one. I mean, after all, his father's name is Christ and his mother's name's Mary. I love saying that because people's heads blow up, because that's the truth. For those you don't know, Trump's father's name is Christ and his mother's name is Mary. Go look it up. People who hate Trump that are religious, they can't stand that, man. Those UN educated are those uneducated and speak such as you do. Yeah, they're not informed or misinformed. We care about them and God loves them. Absolutely. I am beyond convinced now. For some strange reason, and I don't want this to happen, but if for some reason somebody should actually be successful and take out Trump, that doesn't change my mind that God was with him. Not at all. Because of everything that we saw, everything that we went through as a country, everything that we've seen Trump go through and survive. And that man is still standing and still encouraging people to turn to God. Do you know Trump's called the praying president? Every decision that Trump makes, he prays about. Everyone. And he has a group of people from different religions that he uses as advisors. But anyways, look, I just wanted to start responding to some of your videos. I'll do a couple more. That's it for this one. I'll catch you guys later. I appreciate you chiming in. I'm out.